Hi girls and boys, Mrs. Sala here today. Hope you're staying safe and well. Do you remember my friend? What's his name? We've got Bubbles over here. She's resting today. This is my friend. His name was Professor Numero. Professor Numero. Can you say hello to Professor Numero? Yes, Professor Numero is saying, of course they remember your name. Yes, of course they do because they like you. Yep. Yes, I will take you to visit them when school's open. Professor Numero is saying, please, can you take me to visit the girls and boys at school? And I promise as soon as school opens, Professor Numero will come and visit you. Girls and boys, we're going to do our skill of the week. The thing that we're going to practice on Monday and Wednesday and Friday to help us get better at our maths. But like we did last week, we're going to start by warming up and practicing our counting. Now, you all have one of these 120 charts in your packs. Now, last time I told you, keep them in a safe place, pop them in a plastic sleeve, because you'll be using these every single week when we do our maths work. Okie dokie? You say okie dokie. Last week, you practiced counting by ones, from 1 all the way to 120, or from 120 all the way to 1. This week, girls and boys, another very important skill is learning to count by tens and learning to count by fives. What is it? Professor Numero says, that's easy peasy. Yeah, lemon squeezy. We know you've been practicing how to count by fives and tens with your at school with your teachers. Hopefully you're going to continue to practice counting by tens at home. So if you look at our number chart, the first thing that I'd like you to do is to record yourself counting by tens. And that means you don't start at 1, you start at 10, and you say 20, 30, 40, all the way to 60. I'm wondering if you girls and boys have noticed the pattern with counting by tens. Look at that. The first one is 10, the next one is 20. So we're just going up by the tens column. The 0 stays the same. All the way down, the 0 stays the same. Okie dokie. Now if you're counting by fives, okay, you're not starting at 1, you're going to start at 5. You're going to say 5, 10. Do I go back to the beginning here? No. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and all the way up to 120. Now again, if you look at the pattern for the fives, we start at 5, and the next one is a 10 number. It finishes with a 0. Then we go again to 15, which ends in 5. And then the next one ends in 0, 20. Then we come back 25. Then we go to a number that ends in 0, 30, because it's a 10 number. Then we go back to 5, 35, 40, 45, 50. Oh, then that number again. 55, 60, 65, 70, and so on. So if you're in year 1, I'd like you to record yourself and send to your teacher on Seesaw, counting by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way to 120, and then counting by fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now if you're in year 2, you can also record yourself counting by tens and by fives, but I want you to do it forwards and backwards. So year 2s can also practice going 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, and all the way up to 10. Similarly, with counting by fives, you can start by 120, going back 5 to 115, then back to 110, back to 105, then 90, and 95, or then 100, then 90, then 85, and so on. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, we're filming. Told you not to talk to me. Professor Numero is asking, what's the math skill of the week this week? He's really excited. Now I'm going to tell you now, girls and boys. Last week, we practiced making combinations to 10 and combinations to 20. This week, we are learning to use the strategy of counting up to solve missing addends. That means missing numbers of tasks up to 20 and up to 10. Yep. Of course I'm going to explain. Professor Numa is saying, huh? What does that mean? That means, girls and boys, that we're going to use the strategy of counting up. So starting at a number, counting up to work out the answer of a missing number when we're doing combinations to 10 and combinations to 20. Now this is really, really important, girls and boys, because in maths, a very good mathematician has to be able to name the strategies that they're doing when we're doing maths. So one strategy that you can use when you're doing your maths work is the counting on strategy. The counting on strategy. Girls and boys, so we are going to do an activity to teach us how do we count on. This is what I'm going to be looking for. I want you to make sure that you can use the count up to strategy. So you can explain that, and that you're going to practice this skill for various one-digit number. That means 0 to 9, and then two-digit numbers. If you're in year 2, you're going to do all the way to 20. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So you're probably asking yourself, how are you going to do this skill of the week? Now, I need you to make number cards, like you made last week. If you're in year 1, you need to make number cards of one-digit numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can include 10, I don't mind. If you're in year 2, you need to make number cards up to 20. I would prefer you start from 11. That's not 11, 11, and go all the way to 20. You also need to make a piece of paper that looks like this, that has 10 in the middle if you're in year 1, and a piece of paper that looks like this, that has 20 in the middle if you're in year 2. I'll now show you exactly how to do this activity, and you can practice it on Monday, which is today. On Wednesday, you can do the same thing over again, so you can become very skillful in it, and also on Friday for your skill of the week. Get it? Got it. Good. Okie doke. So I have my resources ready. I've got some number cards that I've made using bits of paper. I've got my activity paper that I'm going to do my work. Now remember, we are learning to use the strategy of count up to solve missing numbers in questions like this. So let's have a look at what we need to do. We're going to start with the 10. I've got my first number here. It's 3. So my question is 3 plus what? And I'm going to draw a square equals 10. And if I'm going to use counting up strategy, I'm going to start with 3. And I've got my counters. See how many more I need to get 10. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can see that I've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to make 10. Now I'm going to write 3 plus 7 equals 10. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm going to put that on the side now. Now I'm going to get my new one. I've got 9 plus what equals 10. So I'm going to write the next question. 9 plus, and this is the addend, equals 10. So I've got 9. How many more do I need to get 10? So I'm going to use my counters. 9, 10. How many more did I add? Just the 1. So 9 plus 1 equals 10. Now girls and boys, remember what I'm looking for? Did I use the count up strategy? Yes. Am I practicing this skill? Yes. I'm going to put my counters back. I'm going to put the 9 away. I'm going to go with 7. My question is 7 plus what? I'm going to write it over here. 7 plus what equals 10. So I'm going to start with 7, 8, 9, 10. And I can see that 7 and 3 makes 10. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now if you're in year 2, it's the same sort of thing, except you're going to have 20. You're going to start with your 20 cards. So I'm going to grab the first one. Here it is. I'm starting with 18. So I've got 18 plus what equals 20. I'm going to write that. 18 plus what equals 20. So I have 18, 19, 20. I'm going to write my answer as 2 more makes 20. 18 and 2 makes 20. So I'm going to grab the next card. Here it is. It's 12. So I'm going to write it at the top here. 12 plus what? And that's my addend, equals 20. So I'm starting with 12 and I'm going to count up to 20. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many more did I add? 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 12 and 8 makes 20. Now you need to do at least 4 or 5 different questions on Monday, then do it again on Tuesday, and do it again on, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Happy learning, everyone. Did you like it, Professor Numero? He says, no, I love it. Bye for now.